You got a new job. Congratulations. And you are about to go on your first day at work. Pretty scary, I know. Today I'm going to give you a comprehensive tutorial step by step how to prepare for your career in the hospitality industry as a waiter or waitress. The goal is to minimize the mistakes, the stress and the conflicts every new waiter goes through on their first day at work. We want you to succeed in this job. We don't want you to quit in the next couple of days. Tips for waiters coming up. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ned and I'm training young people to become great waiters from Las Vegas to Dubai and beyond for many years now. The online waiter training class at the Waiters Academy is free of charge, so everyone can learn, get better knowledge, better skills and better life. If you're new to the channel or you have not subscribed yet, please do so now so you stay in the loop and of course you support our efforts. Thank you. Don't forget, we launched the Waiters Network recently. Use it to get a job, create your profile so the companies from all over the world can find you there and offer you a job on the spot. First of all, I want you to know that every waiter and every person actually in the world feels scared and excited when they got to go on their first day at work. So it's perfectly fine if you feel scared, if you feel anxious. And even it's good that you feel this way because you can use the fear to motivate yourself, to prepare yourself really good for your first day at work and have a nice and easy transition to your next level, to your next step in life. It's good to know also that no matter how good you're prepared, you will go through a stress and embarrassing moments. But those moments will help you learn on the job and get better, faster. So when you make a mistake, when you get to these embarrassing moments, do not punish yourself too harsh, okay? Try to take those moments as light as possible. Just try to learn and just don't, repeat the same mistake over and over again. You will be fine. Keep that in mind. You will have stress, you have problems, you will make mistakes. You will go through those moments and just get better and better with time, with experience, with learning on the job, on the spot. It's gonna be alright. So let's begin with preparing yourself for your first day at work. Do not wait to hit the floor and then start learning the system, start learning this and start learning that. This is disrespectful to the company, but it's disrespectful to you because this will bring you a lot of stress, a lot of problems, a lot of troubles. As soon as you know that you get the job in this place, you go there, you take the menu, you take the wine list, you take the cocktail list, you take the floor plan, and you go home and you start learning. On your first day at work, you should be able to name every single dish on the menu. Not all the wines, but mostly the wines that are open wines and the most important wines, the local wines. You should know that. You should know every single table number. And if the restaurant uses the seat numbers, you should know which chair is seat number 1, seat number 2, seat number 3. So when you go to do your first day and start working and start running in the restaurant, you will show those people that you have really put the effort and took the time to prepare. So you help them and not embarrass yourself, of course. No one will expect you to know everything on the first day at work. No one. But you, by learning, will show them that you're serious, that you really want to help the team do great job and great service, And actually, by doing that, by showing them that, you become everyone's favorite on the first day. Because actually, no one does that. No new waiter do what I'm telling you right now to do, and you will impress those people, you know. Because if you are two new waiters on the job and one comes and knows pretty much all the things that they need to know to do a nice service on the first day, and the other one doesn't know nothing and asking, what's this table number, what kind of dish is that, and this and this and this, you see the difference right away. People will love the person that have learned at home, prepare themselves, and will hate the other one. Trust me, that's how life works. So the first thing is you learn your menu. Every item on the menu, if you don't know something, Google it, search it, take it on the picture so you see what it is, read the explanation. If you have still not learned what exactly that is, call somebody that you know that knows about food and beverage and tell them that you need explanation. Or if you still don't find nobody, write it down, and on your first day at work, you ask your chef, you know, because the chefs will be the one that explain the best the food, or you ask some of the head waiters to explain for you. The floor plan, you should know every table number, where it is, and you should know the seat numbers on the tables as well. You should know the most important wines on the list, and that's it. Now, this is mandatory. You should know that. You should do that 100% of the time. The next step is know your guest. If you're working in a tourist destination, if you're working in a city hotel, if you're working in any way you work, the tourists, the guests in the restaurant are different. Make sure that you put some effort to learn what kind of tourists you have there, what kind of guests you have there. Are there groups from France? Are there groups from Russia? Are there business people from Hong Kong? Or there, whatever they are, you should know that, because every different type of tourists have different habits. If you have mostly, let's say, international tourists, where they come from? Are they Americans? If they are Americans, you can learn something about the American habits, how they like to interact. Americans like to be talked to. They like great service, but they like the attitude. They want you to be smiling and talking to them and telling them stories and stuff like that. Not every American, of course, but mostly I'm talking about like culture. You know, if they're Japanese, you know, it's a different story. If they're Chinese, it's a different story. So it's good not just to learn the habits and the culture of the tourists that you have in the restaurant, but also few words of the language. Let's say you have Russian guests. Learn how to greet them in Russian. Здравствуйте, ребята, как вам сегодня, все в порядке? If you say something like that to the Russian guest, he will be like, whoa, what's going on? The people, you change immediately the mood. They fall in love with you just because they know that you don't speak the language, but just to make an effort to learn something that, you know, from their language and to greet them in their language, it's crazy, amazing. If they're Italians, you know, Italians usually they don't tip. But if you are able to tell them a couple of words in Italian, if you joke with them like something, you know, ragazzi, come stai? So, just few words. They love that. Every tourist love that, okay? And they appreciate that. And you already earn their respect and their trust and their friendship. So make sure that you know the tourists in the restaurant, and if you have particular country, and if you have particular group like businessmen or stuff like that, you know, businessmen, they don't like them to go to the table and talk to them and interrupt them and stuff like that. So you have to be really knowing what you should do when you go to the restaurant. You know, you have a business people on the table discussing some business. You don't go there and talk, do small talk. Hey guys, what's going on with you today? How is your day and stuff? No. So learn your guest. The next step, guys, is very important on your mind, you know, your peace, to learn everything you could possibly learn about your chef. You will spend a lot of time with this guy, and sometimes the chefs are really tough people to deal with, okay? So it's very good to know where he comes from, what kind of chef he is, what's in his past, what kind of dishes he likes to make, daily specials. Anything that you can learn about the chef is in your favor, because when you go to your first day at work, you will be able to establish some kind of a relationship. He's not going to become your best friend on your first day at work, no chance. But one way, for example, to really do good with the chefs in the restaurant is to sell the chef specials. If you are the best selling waiter of the chefs of the day, the specials of the day, I mean, you will have a nice, good working relationship with your chef. So learn what kind of person is he, where he comes from, what kind of dishes he likes, and things like that. And when you go to work, and you go to the kitchen, and for example, you have learned the menu, but you have still doubt about this and this and this, you can go straight to the chef and tell him, listen, chef, we do this dish so and so and so, but I don't understand the procedure, or I don't understand this ingredient. Can you please explain for me? And he was like, "Ooh, this guy, look at this man, the first day at work, and he already knows this dish and asking questions and stuff like that. Very impressive." That doesn't mean that he's not gonna yell at you, or doesn't mean that he will be your best friend, like I said. But respect is earned with steps, with time, with effort, okay? So once you start on the good food, it's much easier to earn the respect of the chefs and your coworkers and your managers and your guests. When you start on the wrong food, oh, I don't know nothing about this, man. It's my first day at work. What do you expect me? I don't know the table numbers. I don't know the food. I don't want to know the wine. It's my first day, so I have time to learn. That's a wrong attitude, and you will get kicked in the butt from everywhere. All right? Next step. Once you know the job you're gonna do and which restaurant you're gonna work, and you know the system, you get the menus, you get this and this and this and this, you know pretty much what your main responsibilities will be. But for a new waiter, you will carry a lot of plates, you will carry a lot of trays probably, you will serve drinks, you will serve food. So practice is the next step. You go home, if you're a new waiter, if you have no experience carrying plates, if you have no experience carrying trays, make sure that you practice. You don't want to go to work and cannot carry 3 or 4 plates in your hands. You cannot be on your station not able to carry a tray with drinks, not able to serve drinks, not able to carry a food tray. A big, large food tray with a lot of plates on it. If the system in the restaurant is with the food trays, you should be able to carry that on your first day at work. So practice. When you go home, take your mom's plates, start carrying it around, start serving on your mom, on your dad, on your grandpa, whatever. Practice so you feel comfortable with carrying trays, with carrying plates. If you don't have trays at home, I don't know, take your computer, put 2 glasses on it, take your laptop or whatever. Or you go to the restaurant and tell them, hey, if we are going to carry those trays, the food tray and the drink tray, I would like to take this home for 2 days, before my first day at work, and practice so I can really carry those trays on my first day at work. Again, your manager will be impressed, everybody will be impressed. And once you come to work and you carry those trays without no problems, listen guys, you make your life easier by preparing. Okay, you have learned the menu, you have learned the wine list, you have learned the cocktail list, you have learned the floor plan, you have practiced carrying plates and trays, you know your guest, and you know anything you could possibly find for your chef. The next thing to learn is FNB terminology. It depends on the restaurant you are working. There will be a lot of different words used, and you should know that. Don't tell me, it's my first day at work, man, I don't know what's caprese, I don't know what's chicken marsala. I don't know what's tom kaga. Okay? If you're going to work in a Chinese restaurant, there will be a lot of Chinese words. You should know them. Learn the terminology. If you're working in a fine dining French restaurant, there will be a lot of French words. You go to the kitchen and the chef scream at you, go do supplement, supplement. What? Soup? What kind of soup? No, it's not soup, supplement. You have no idea what supplement. Okay. You get in trouble. You get your ass kicked. So FNB terminology might sound like a stupid thing, you know, I don't need to learn that. They will explain it to me. No, they're not going to explain to you, because once you hit the floor, people want to work. It's busy, it's stressful, and there will be no explanations, okay? Even if you go through a couple of days of training, they're still not going to be able to explain every single thing to you. You have to be prepared. So if you work in a French restaurant, make sure you know the FNB terminology for French service. If you work in a Russian restaurant, if you work in an Italian restaurant, very, very important. So mostly we were talking about the practical steps that you have to take to prepare yourself for your first day at work. Most people quit their job because their expectations are completely off. So let's talk a little bit about the mental side, the mental toughness, because this is actually what most new waiters don't expect. You know, the severity of the stress, of the conflicts with your coworkers, with your kitchen, with your managers. A lot of people don't expect that. And this is a stressful job, guys. And it's a multitasking job. It's a very demanding job. And we deal with a lot of stress. And you have to be prepared, mentally prepared, to deal with tough situations. The job is also demanding on your body. One thing you should know, the first thing you should know once you hit the floor, and especially if it's your first job as a waiter, that your body will hurt big, big time. No matter if you have spent every day going to the fitness for 2 hours and you feel fit and everything, this is a completely different experience on your body. You will be running a lot for many hours. Your legs will have never experienced anything like that. So you will have pain in your legs, in your back, in your shoulders, in your hands. Carrying those heavy plates for many hours for long distance will really hurt you with your fingers, hands. So you have to be prepared for that. There will be a lot of pain. You will be working a long hours. I mean, this is not just sitting in some office chatting on the computer. That's also not easy. But running 9 hours, really running 9 hours with heavy trays, with heavy plates, will hurt your body. So keep that in mind. Be prepared. Do not be scared. I've seen a lot of people crying on their first days because of the pain. All right? The pain goes away. Just like the stress, just like the worries, with every single day, your body gets used to the pain, used to the new things that you do, and day by day by day by day, the body gets stronger and you get much comfortable carrying those trays and carrying those plates. So be prepared for that. Another mental thing, emotions in the restaurants run really high, especially during the peak hours. Everybody is under a lot of stress. The kitchen is freaking out. The waiters crazy. The manager gets a lot of stress. Everybody goes through a lot of emotions. And it's very possible that there will be a lot of yelling. There will be a lot of screaming. There will be a lot of fighting. There will be a lot of emotions, just because people cannot, not everyone can handle the stress and remain calm, okay? So you see that and be prepared for that. In such a high stress situations, sometimes people lose their cool. All right, that doesn't mean exactly that they're really bad people. Um, it's just too much stress. So be prepared for that. Don't take it personally unless you see that this happens every single day, day after day after day, in not so stressful situations and things like that. Then it's personal. You can deal with that in a different way. But when you're new, people will take advantage of your, rookie status, and might elevate you a little bit more, might use you as a to you know take the stress off their back and just give it to you. Do not take it personally. Stay calm, stay positive, just keep doing your job. There will be a time when you fight back or put those people on their place once they try to yell at you or give you some shit and stuff like that. There will be the time. It's not the first day at work for sure. Stay calm, remain calm, keep doing your job the best you can, and just give yourself time. Now we go back to the practical sides, because the job in the restaurant is not only doing your station, all right? We waiters, we love to wait tables, serve our guests, talk to our guests, pour some wine, all those kind of things. We love to do that because that's what makes us money, we entertain our guests, they feel good and they tip us good, so that's what we love. But there is so much more in the restaurant, and sometimes the people just don't feel like they want to do that, but it's part of the job. So, for example, setting up the restaurant, setting up the tables. It's a boring job, but the restaurant has to be set, and has to be set really good. So when you go to your first day at work, make sure the first thing you see is one table that is set up. If you have to, take a picture so you remember at home and stuff like that. You can remember, you really put it in your hand, everything how they should be set. And when I call you, for example, you start a new job and you're a new waiter, you're my backup waiter, and I tell you set me table 8, I don't want you to waste 15 minutes of setting table 8 because you don't know how to put the glass, how to put the plates, how to put the silverware. I want you to be really quick. You should be really quick. So learn that. The first thing you set up, you go to the restaurant and you see a table that is already prepared. You go and you just, okay, this is so, this is so, this is so, I can do that. All right, just learn by watching, observing, and then when you have to do it, just do it quick. Side work. Nobody wants to do side work. Nobody wants to do side work. Nobody wants to clean. But we have to do the side work. Who else is going to do the side work? The restaurant is finished. You have to prepare for the next day. Do not bitch about it. Do not, a lot of people come your first day at work, and because you don't like to do side works, you start talking to some of the older waiters. Why do we do that? Well, that's so stupid, Even if it's stupid, even if this waiter say, yes, I know, I understand what you mean, the next thing he would do is he would turn it back, they go to the manager and say, you know what, this guy, man, is bitching about the side work on the first day, I don't like that, and you will run in trouble. Do not bitch about anything, especially not on your first day or first week at work. If you have to do that, if they tell you, hey, you gotta do that, you do it. Be a team player. You gotta understand, as a new guy or new girl, they might give you the shittiest side work to do. Clean the garbage, clean the cool shrunks and stuff like that, because you're the new guy and they take advantage of that. Be a team player. Do not push back. Do not say, hey, I'm not doing this, because I'm a big man or I'm a cool girl and stuff like that. No, you have to be humble, have to be a team player. There will be time when you say, you know what, I did enough cleaning. Now it's your time, okay? But not on your first day. Not on your first day. So side work is important. Try to learn it. Try to do it as fast as possible. Do not wait for other people to finish everything and you just mingle around and try to do as less as possible. That will leave a bad impression to everybody. And it's very important when we're talking about sidewalk, we're talking about setting up the tables, we're talking about service procedure, we're talking about where is the Kühlschrank, where is the bread, where is this and this and this. Make sure that you learn fast. This is the most important thing your coworkers and your managers want to see. They want to see that you are willing to learn and you're really learning fast. If I explain to you how to set up the table and then 15 minutes later I tell you set up this table and you do some terrible job, that means that you have not learned, you have not listened properly, or you don't want to learn. One of those two, and both are wrong, both are not good. So try to learn as fast as possible by observing, not so many questions. If you have to ask question, find the right person to ask the question, but not so many questions. Try to learn by observing the other people, what they do, all right? And yes, when somebody explains something to you, service procedure or whatever it is, make sure that you listen very carefully, all right? And if you have problems with memorizing things, because there are a lot of things to be learned and remembered on the first day, write it down. Just write this thing down when you get home. You try to read it, try to remember, yeah, that was right there, so this is this and this is that, and that's how you learn. Another thing that is probably one of the most important things you have to do as a waiter, especially if you are new waiter on a new restaurant, and let's say they hire you as a chef terrain, you know, the head waiter, and you have to do your own station. Prioritizing. But even if you're a backup waiter, if you're a food runner or whatever you are, a person that just helps everybody around, my God, prioritizing is going to be very, very important for you, because it's not rare that you get those kind of situations. Hey, bring me bread for table 5. Set up table 2. Pour some wine and water for table 3. Go get ketchup from the kitchen for table 8. And I'm talking about, in about 30 seconds, you get all those demands, all those orders. What you do first? Which one you do first? You know, you have to learn to prioritize, because those orders not gonna come just from me. They might come from the next chef de rank, might come from the manager, might come to another co-worker. So who you listen to and what you do first. You have to learn how to prioritize. For example, if the chef tells you, hey, take this food to table 5, you cannot tell him, chef, I gotta run the drinks to table 6 first. No, because the food is always first. There are a lot of things. If I'm a head waiter, you're my backup waiter, and I tell you, bring me a mail to table 2 because the food runner forgot the mail, okay? Or something happened, they need an extra mail or whatever, they're eating the food, and I tell you, bring me a mail for table 2. And you start walking to the kitchen and the manager stops you and tells you, hey, take those guests to table 16 on station 3. All right? What you do now? Are you bringing the mail or are you taking the guest? You know, in situations like that, I always say the chef de rank is the most important person to you. You are my backup. The guests are the most important thing to you because they are eating right now the food. And if I send him for a mail because they cannot eat the food without the mail, he will tell the manager, I really have to bring something for the kitchen to a table immediately. I cannot do right now. If he can find a solution, he finds a solution. If he tells you, no, 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 you take now those guests and bring it there, now it's his responsibility. He is the one who made the decision that you are not fulfilling my request or my order, whatever you want to call. Okay? And then we talk with the manager. You're not responsible no more. But you have to be sure that you know what is priority and what can wait a little bit and things like that. Do not take an order. Let's say I send you to do something in the kitchen and bring me something from the kitchen and say yes, but you have something else in mind, or somebody else told you already to do something else, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to do first this and then I'm going to bring this, and you don't do nothing. Do not take a next order. If you already have something to do, tell the guy, I am doing something very important. If I have a chance, I will do it. If not, you have to find somebody else to do it for you. So prioritizing. This comes with experience, this comes with time, doesn't come from sitting home and learning, but still, there are some things that you can learn right now. Food is the most important thing. And if I'm asking you to do something for my station, but your priority, your job is a food runner, and you know that in the kitchen there are a lot of food waiting to be run, you say, sorry my friend, I got my job, my priority is to run the food for the kitchen, and there are a lot of food to be run, so I cannot pour wine on table 2 for you. Apologize. And you just go and do your job, and I will understand that. Concentrate, guys. It's very hard for young people to concentrate on their task. I mean, your brain is bubbling, you know, you've been partying, you have a new girlfriend or boyfriend, you're gonna be on the football game tonight, you have something coming in the next week or so and so, and you're thinking all about this, and that what just makes a huge mess from your job. So concentrate. When you are working, just keep telling yourself, hey, straight like that. I need to concentrate. What I have to do, right? This, and this, and this, and this. Forget the games, forget the girlfriends and boyfriends, forget the problems at home. I know it's hard. I know it's easy to say, it's very hard to do. But by trying every single day, you will train your brain to concentrate on the job. Because if you really strive to be the best waiter possible you can be, that's what's going to help you. You know, concentrate on the job, concentrate on the next task that you have to perform for your guests, so you make them happy. Because you, once you hit the floor, you are at work. You are there to earn money, and we earn money by doing great service. If you're not concentrated, you will not do great service. You might lose everything. All right? So concentrate. Just keep telling yourself, forget this, concentrate. Don't forget this, concentrate. Your mind runs away again. So. Concentrate. If you are able to concentrate on the job, once you hit the floor, you will do great. And if you're thinking about your girlfriend or boyfriend or games or parties or whatever, you will do poorly. That's true. And one final thing. I repeat myself a little bit, but because it's the most important thing that you really have to get from this tutorial. Mistakes. You will do a lot of mistakes. I do mistakes. I'm 30 years in the business. I've been working from a busboy to a food and beverage manager, and today I go to work and I will do mistakes. Everybody do mistakes, and every new waiter does a lot of mistakes. So you will do mistakes. The thing is to learn from them, not to punish yourself that you've done this and this and this. Do not feel embarrassed. It's normal that you do mistakes. Everybody make mistakes when they do something. Only people who don't do nothing, they don't make mistakes. So do not punish yourself too hard. Just try to learn, and don't do the same mistake over and over again. That means that you have not learned. That means that you don't care. You will lose your job, most probably. So be prepared. You will make mistakes. Just remind yourself that's normal, but remind yourself that the more concentrated you are, the less mistakes you're going to make. So tomorrow, when you go to your job and you have gone through all those steps, you will feel the confidence that you can perform from your first day at work on a very, very high level. And you will put the impression, your guests and your coworkers and your management, that, hey, this guy is great, man, from the first day at work. And the relationship will be on a completely different level than when you go to work and say, you know, I don't know nothing about it. I mean, this is my first day at work. I'm now starting to learn, what's the menu, what kind of wine you serve. Hey, you see the difference? It's a huge difference, I'm telling you. Huge difference. So make your life easier, enjoy life better, be prepared. Listen guys, I'm trying to do everything possible to really help as many people as I can. So if you really like what I do, give me your appreciation. Share this video, like it, comment. Anything you have to ask, just go ahead, send a comment. I answer every single comment on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Waiters Network, create your profile, because this is going to be the new big thing in hospitality. We are trying to change the hospitality industry. We are trying to make those companies respect our job more, pay a better money, and give us a better conditions so we can have better lives as waiters. And also, don't forget, the Waiters Academy is free for everyone to learn. And if you want a certificate, put the effort, learn, take the test, go with the final exam directly one-on-one with me, and you get a certificate from the Waiters Academy. Thank you guys for being here. Good job for trying to be the best waiter you could possibly be, for wanting to learn. I really, really admire that. Best of luck with your first day at work, alright? And come back and let us know how did it go. And if you have any questions, I'm always available to answer them. Thank you guys. Take care of yourselves, stay out of trouble. God bless.